we're talking about MIDI. Let's go. Hello, hope you are well. Today we're doing a follow-up with the GT-1000 core and the Morningstar Midi controller. I have the MC8. I have everything down here at my feet. Unfortunately, you can't quite see the screen, so I'm going to take a picture of that and I'll add those in afterwards. In my first video with these two pedals, I showed how you can use the controller to access all of your presets in the GT-1000 core, and I had a few questions asking whether you can access just the individual effects, and 100% yes you can. So what I've done is I've set up one individual rig and I've mapped out a whole bunch of buttons that are going to control different effects within this single preset. So of course, when you're changing presets, the GT-1000 core has to reload everything in order to get to that next patch. And there's this really slight delay in between each one. So when we do it this way and we access everything in just one single patch, everything's already there, the information's there, so it just has to pull it up. It doesn't have to reload. So it's completely seamless and there's no gap in between your changes. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you what all the sounds are. So this first button here is just a clean patch. Now I come from an amp background. I used this Marshall just here and I had a clean, a crunch and a third dirty channel. So that's how I like to use my controllers on the floor because that's just what I'm used to. So the second button here is a crunch. That's the clean again. There's the crunch. Then I've got the third one, which I've called a riffage. Very good. This button over here is a tap tempo. That works completely for my delays. I have my delays set up on the GT-1000 core. That's just how I like it. This is my master delay. This one here I have as a dotted 8 delay. And I use this one over here as the tuner just because I don't like doing the double tap. Turn that on. I'll just show you how the tap tempo works. That's it there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. As we can see, it matches pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Awesome, that is that one. I have this one here assigned to the chorus and the delay together because I do quite often like to use that function. We'll go on the clean channel. And obviously that stays loaded across the board. Very good. This button here is assigned to an octave fuzz and the delay, so that brings that in and out. I could probably turn that octave fuzz up, but I'll get to that. Next one along is a chorus. This is the CE1. Very good. This top one over here I've titled Shred. Sounds good to me. So like I said, it's all in one patch. So we go clean into the crunch. crunch into the riffage. And then from that one back to crunch. Then the clean to the heavy. And back. It's pretty good, right? Now this Boss FS7 I've got assigned to two functions in there. The B button here. Is a phaser. And this button, the A button, is the effects loop, and I have the dimension C in the loop. Sounds mad. Now on the MC8 we have 8 buttons, but we have 2 pages. These 2 buttons here, they toggle the page. Because I'm connected to the computer at the moment, the toggle function is turned off, so you just need to do it inside of the software. You just go to this button at the top and press toggle page, and here is my next lot. So I do have this button here assigned to this patch, because this button I decided I wanted to go back to I really like that pad patch, so I wanted to have that there as an option. So this one here, that just brings me back to the main patch. Now this button up here, I've assigned to do 2 different reverbs inside the GT-1000 core. Now in this case, it does have to reload the reverb because we only have 1 reverb block inside the GT-1000 core. So in order for it to load up a new reverb, that has to completely reload the patch, and there is a bit of a glitch. So I'll show you what that sounds like. This first one's a plate. Press it for the hall. So it's a little bit longer, but let's listen. You can hear that reloading when I press it. So it's not ideal when you're playing, but the idea of it was to be able to come up here and select just 2 different reverbs depending on the song that I'm using. Over here on the far right, I've got the same thing here, but with 2 different delays. So this one's a tape delay. And I can toggle to a pan. So that one doesn't actually have any glitch when you change that. How interesting, very good. This button here I've assigned to the pitch shifter. Now, and a lot of people like to use a drop pedal. Now, if you don't know how to use the pitch shifter as a drop pedal, check out this little video just here. So I've got it assigned to 2 different drops. I've got a semitone down. And then a full step down. And then in order to turn it off, I've got it set up as a double tap. And we're back to normal. So that's how it's all set up. Now let's dive in and I'll show you how easy it is to do all of these things inside of the software. Now don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you stay notified when I put up a new video. And if you'd like to help support my channel, please consider jumping over to my Patreon account. I've got a whole bunch of goodies there that are available, such as patches, presets, licks to keep you shredding, and all of my original music as well. All right, let's keep moving and check this out. Alright, so in order to set this up, what you need to do is on the GT-1000 core, this is what the patch looks like. So this is my clean patch here. I've got a compressor. It goes into the X Crunch amp here. I've got it on the low gain, noise suppressor, a couple of EQs, reverb here at the end, and I'm using an IR on the main out. So you go to this little control button just here at the top. The control functions, this is the buttons that are on the GT-1000 core. The control 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the external inputs. I have mine plugged into 4 and 5, so that's effects 1 and the send and return. As you can see, they're assigned there. This next button here, manual function. On the pedal, I've got tuner for the down button, delay 1 on the up button. And yeah, we come back to here, as you can see, control 1 is master delay. Now in here, this is where we've done all our assigns. We have up to 16 different assigns that we can put in. Now for this example, I figured I'd just use all of them. By all means, freeze that, have a look, but I'm gonna go through and show you what each one does. Let's just look at this one here. This is effects 3. Now effects 3 is my chorus. See, boom there. So what I've done is I've assigned effects 3, target, the minimum is off and the maximum is on. The source is CC number 1. Now CC number means control change. Now with the Morningstar controller, it's very important, you want to set this to moment, which is momentary, not toggle. So what we want to do, you go into edit, you can pick in the category which one you want to choose. So I've just assigned the effects 3 on off. Now the minimum and the maximum, if we look at the Morningstar software, the chorus, when I press it on, I've got, so it's a single press, control change at 127, which is the maximum, so that turns that on, which we saw on the GT-1000 core software. It's very important as well if you want to do a toggle, that you put toggle on. I like to put the preset blink on so that on the patch it's blinking, that way I know it's on. And then same number, and the minimum is set at 0, so that is off, of course. And channel number 4. So I've got my GT-1000 core MIDI channel set to number 4. And just here, it's very important as well. You want to press this to position 1 and this to position 2. So the first press is obviously going to turn it on, and the second press is going to turn it off. Now, if we come here to the first button, which was the clean channel, there's a bit more going on, but it's actually quite simple. This first button here, number 14, that is the compressor. So it turns the compressor on because I like it to be on. Everything is just one press. I don't have a toggle on this option. Number 4, what does that do? CC number 4, I've got assigned to the gain switch on the first amplifier. The minimum is low and the maximum is the middle. So on the software, I've got this set to the minimum, which is 0. So that takes it to the low switch gain. Number 5 there relates to the second amp. I wanted the solo switches to turn off, so I just assigned that in there anyway. Number 8 is the master delay on and off. I've got that at the minimum so that it's just a clean patch with no delay. Number 13 is the bright switch. Same thing, I wanted that to the bottom because on the crunch channel, I've got the bright switch coming on. And then number 3 is the divider channel, so it takes it back to the divider. So if we look on the GT-1000 core software, if I press my riff button, see everything changed. So what's happened here is it's turned the compressor off and it's changed the divider. So when I go back to the clean channel, press that, compressor comes back on and the divider comes back on. So you can see how easy it is to set that up. So the crunch channel, if we watch this here, the compressor is going to stay on, but watch this the gain switch here. Press crunch, I've assigned that to the bright and the middle. So these two here, they've changed back to the clean. That's what's happening with that one. And that again was just as easy as coming into here, and there's the divider on that one. And on the Morningstar MIDI controller, this is the crunch channel. Same thing, you just make sure you press the appropriate CC number that you've chosen and the maximum and minimum value, and make sure it's sending to the correct output there. Tap tempo is actually really easy. The Morningstar MIDI controller just allows you to literally have a press and a MIDI clock tap button. Really awesome. So the chorus and delay, same thing as before with the toggle function. So that's obviously the chorus, and this one is a different delay that turns that on and off. Again, make sure you press the toggle, and I like the blink on so I know if it's on or if it's off. Now the 2 different reverbs which I did was actually, again, really quite easy. All you want to do, here I've got this one set to the reverb type. The minimum is plate, maximum is the hall, and it's CC number 10. And then on the next option, I change the reverb time. So on the plate, I've got this at 1 second, and on the hall, I've got it at 3 seconds. And again, it's just CC number 10, so it's the same number, it's not too complicated. And over here on the software, all I needed to do was set a control change. That was a toggle mode again. I kept the blink off, I just renamed at the top, so one's hall, one's plate. So when I toggle through them, one says plate, one says hall. So that's obviously CC number 10. The minimum changes to the plate to 1 second, and then the maximum takes it to the hall and adjusts the time to 3 seconds. So if we have a look at the reverb, so there we go, it's on the plate, changes from hall to 3 seconds, and back again. I couldn't obviously adjust these ones because I ran out of options in my list. Let's have a look at the drop pedal. So the pitch shifter I've put right at the start because obviously we want it to affect everything as it's coming in. This one I had to think about a little bit more, but if on the software we have a look here, I've got drop 1, drop 2, it's a toggle mode. So the first one is effects 2 on and off. So that's number 6, very good. And then the pitch shift here, number 7. So I've got the minimum to -2, maximum to -1. So then over here, and I've got the minimum here on CC number 7. So that obviously gives me a whole step down. And then the maximum here to 127 at CC number 7, which is obviously only a semitone down. And then to turn it off, I set this to a double tap. Still a control change, and you set the minimum to 0, and the CC number is still number 6. And just to have a look at it, the panning delay was very much just like the reverb. All I need to do was assign the maximum and the minimum to this preset. Again, it's a toggle. I've named tape and pan. And over here on the GT-1000 core software, it's just literally this one here. So it's on the master delay. Change it to type. The minimum is the tape, maximum is the pan, CC number 9, and momentary. The FS7 was really easy. I just assigned it to the appropriate function, and when I press it, there's the send and return. Press this one, and there's the FX1, which was the phaser. Let's look at the shred channel. Come over here. So what I did here, there's a little bit, again, a few more options happen. So if you watch the GT-1000 core software, we go from the clean. This amp here I use for both the third channel and for my solo. So what I've done here on the shred channel is I've assigned it so that the compressor comes back on and this solo switch gets boosted. Just watch this one, we press it there. There we go. And of course the master delay came on for that one as well. And that's really all there is to it. It obviously takes a little bit of forethought, but once you get your head around sort of which number is gonna go where, it's actually quite basic and you can set this up in no time at all. I hope this has answered a few questions for some of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned and I'll see you next time.